Hello Year 3s, so we're going to finish chapter 8 today, which is called The Hall of Spyglasses. So we're halfway through the chapter and we're about to find out what has been spied at the Obsidian Tower. So the office was cosy, warm and simple. Just a row of bookcases along the back wall and an old wooden desk to one side of the room and a pair of wing-back leather armchairs to the other, where a small figure sat hidden in shadow. "My lord," Naoma said, approaching the chair and snapping to attention. "That woman was the Chancellor of Wolfhaven." The figure sat forward. He was old and very pale, dressed in a grey suit that matched his thick silver hair. One hand rested on the head of a black silver-tipped walking cane, and he peered at Naoma through half-moon glasses. She was here on business. Wolfhaven? Naoma had no hope hiding her surprise this time. "But my lord, that's one of the richest impossible places in the Union. And the Chancellor is a state official. I should have been informed." "The appointment has been in the diary for a while now," said the old man. "Perhaps you'd overlooked it in all the recent fuss." Captain Naoma clenched her fist. She was very certain she had seen no such mention of a visit. "She looked upset, my lord." "Merely overcome with emotion, no doubt," the old man said. "She came here to pledge her support for the research project, and was so deeply and personally moved by the extent of our work that she's agreed to provide us with some considerable financial assistance." "The coffers of Wolfhaven are open to us," he smiled. "Now, I believe you have a report from one of my observers. I was expecting something sooner or later. Which of them is it from?" "So he's given orders to more than one of them," Captain Naoma thought as she handed him the folded paper. "From Mayor, my lord." The old man's face fell. "Oh dear, the Obsidian Tower. That's unfortunate." He opened the paper and shifted his glasses up his nose. Captain Naoma covered her growling uncertainty by standing even further to attention. A thread of bright pink hair fell across one eye. She did her best to ignore it. "Something wrong, my lord?" "Almost certainly," he muttered, scanning through the notes. "How interesting. A snow globe, the Impossible Postal Express, and a girl, a human girl at that. Well, I never." He folded the paper closed again and returned his attention to Captain Naoma. "I'll give you the good news first, Captain. It seems we may finally have caught up with your little mistake." If she stood any straighter, Captain Naoma thought, her head might just pop off her neck. "At the Obsidian Tower?" "That's the bad news," the old man said. "It seems the Lady Crepuscular has taken something of an interest in the matter." Captain Naoma's shock quickly turned to horror. "But why?" she said. "What could she possibly want with an observer?" "That's a very good question, and I'm willing to bet the answer won't be pleasant. She must have something very specific in mind." "Let me take a couple of squads out, my lord," said Naoma, rising to the balls of her feet in anticipation of a fight. "I'll bring him back myself." "Afraid you're too late. He's aboard the Impossible Postal Express bound for regions unknown. Crepuscular has mobilized her forces in pursuit." "Then we have to find him first." "Agreed," the old man said. "But we won't do that by herring off into the sunset, guns blazing. According to the young mayor's report, the express has already re-entered the tunnel system." He pursed his lips in thought. "If memory serves, that particular tunnel leads to 7 possible destinations. We can't take any action until we know which one they're heading for. Luckily for us, neither can Crepuscular." He settled back in his chair, and Captain Naoma realised he had brought the conversation to a close. "We can't just sit here and do nothing," she exclaimed. "Of course not," he replied. "We'll do what we're best at. Watch and learn. One of our own is in danger, Captain. We don't know why he absconded or what Crepuscular stands to gain from him. But when we see an opportunity to act, I promise we will take it then. Until then, he is in the care of this human girl. We shall simply have to trust her to stay ahead of Crepuscular until we can reach them." That didn't sound like a very promising prospect to Captain Naoma, but she knew there was nothing more that could be done for now. "I'll have the observers check the destinations of the tunnels, sir," she said. "Will there be anything else?" "No, thank you, Captain. Notify me the moment you have anything." Naoma saluted and left the office, positively itching with impatience. She wanted to be out there knocking heads together and getting answers, not stuck in here waiting for news. Crepuscular was on the warpath, and somebody had to be there to stop her. And I'd really like it to be me, she thought. Her mind turned briefly to the Chancellor of Wolfhaven. Despite what his lordship had said, the Chancellor hadn't looked like a woman who had just donated to a worthy cause. She looked angry. Naoma recalled their brief encounter, trying to recapture the look in the woman's eyes. Had there been fear in there as well? It was hard to tell. The Chancellor was as much wolf as woman. Skinwalkers could be so hard to read. All she knew for certain was that something strange was going on, and the answers were aboard the Impossible Postal Express. Its crew had better hope that she caught up with them before Crepuscular did. Right, that's the end of chapter 8, so just a short one today. Hopefully we'll find out where the train is bound for and whether or not they can track it and try and save the observer. We'll find out maybe tomorrow.